So I was sitting in this chair this morning, and obviously the MW2 multiplayer we know isn't in a good state, and I was thinking, what can save my channel right now? What can save Call of Duty Warzone 2? I look, definitely not. And I remember DMZ is an actual thing in this game. It's just been forgotten about. Am I the only one that forgot DMZ's in this game and just played it like once? And that's when the game came out. So I thought the perfect video to kind of discuss what happened to DMZ, what's happening with it, is it in a good state, and the main question, is it better than Warzone 2? I made a comparison about this like 3-4 months ago, and some people roasted me for it. They're like, you can't compare these two, they're completely different games, completely different pacing. And to be fair, I completely agree. So it's kind of a harsh comparison because they're different, obviously, but I still feel like majority of Call of Duty players compare the two. So if you go on YouTube, you type in like DMZ, you type it in, you look at the content everybody does. The content on DMZ is very similar to what Warzone content creators do. Tutorials, the best loot spots, all that sort of stuff. But there's nothing else really to do. It's a very slow-paced game mode. And Escape from Tarkov, which is the game they based this off, wasn't really for me in the first place. So DMZ was never going to be a success in my mind. That's just me personally. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm just a fast-paced player. I've always been a multiplayer guy. I love the fast-paced respawn, back in the action constantly. Warzone came along. I wasn't even a fan of Warzone or BR straight away. I kind of came round to it, started dropping high kill games, but once again, that was my idea of fun. I couldn't really just sit there and camp on Warzone. I had to engage action all the time. When Rebirth came along, it was so good because it was Warzone, it was a BR, and it was very fast-paced. It was everything I loved. So when DMZ came along, and the objective is to obviously kill players, steal their loot, and gain as much as possible within the game to escape and keep that stuff. If you lose it, it's all over. I like the concept, but very slow pace for me. And I said this in a video like ages ago. I said I don't know how DMZ is gonna fit with the Warzone and just the Call of Duty players. I feel like 90% of the players are fast paced, and the reason why you play COD is for the fast paced action, constantly in engagement and battles, and that's what we love the game for. So adding this slow pace kind of feel to a game of Call of Duty players where they're not used to it and probably don't like it, I just said from the beginning I don't think it will succeed, and I don't think it'll be as successful as say Warzone was when it first came out. I would like to say, like, credit to myself, pat myself on the back here. I think I was right. I don't want to discredit DMZ. I haven't given it enough game time to even like compare and really say it's terrible. But seeing the reaction from everybody online, I can pretty much confirm and confidently say I was correct in what my judgment was. Do I think DMZ is terrible? Probably not. It's kind of more a relaxed version of Warzone. It's one of those things I think that Call of Duty's needed this for years, because especially with SBMM screwing you over, there's not a game mode to really relax on anymore. I think DMZ is probably that game mode. If out of all three of them, if you just want a more laid back and relaxed experience, I think DMZ is probably the one for you. Because we all know with Warzone and the multiplayer now, you've got to be try-harding 24/7, you know. I made a video on how to be a pro Warzone player. You got to be a meter away from your screen every time. Like, you got to be switched on all hours of the day to even have a good game. Whereas DMZ, I think you could probably sit back, relax with your friends, and that's probably the one you'll get the most success out of doing that from. And I saw FaZe Jev say this and a couple other YouTubers, and I was the same. I knew it wouldn't work out, but before MW2 came out, everyone was kind of just relying on DMZ, saying this will be the savior for Call of Duty, this will bring it back and bring a lot of attention to the game. And even Jev said this the other day. I don't know why everyone was relying on it, because it really wasn't going to do that. It hasn't done that, and the game's been out for 3-4 months now. To be fair, I haven't got much hope for it going forward. I haven't got much hope for Call of Duty all round, so you DMZ players, don't take that personal, because I think COD is in a terrible state. The developers of this game are just ruining the game. So DMZ alone, I'm not saying it's not got a bright future because of DMZ, is because if they're not even updating the main game modes like Warzone and the multiplayer, there's no hope for DMZ realistically. It just makes me really sad with Call of Duty now, it really does. They piss me off, to be honest with you, because it's just, I look back on BO3, BO2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, all the OGs, and we can't get those days back, and we just got to accept that. That isn't just because of Call of Duty though, that's just life in general. Let's just all do like one prayer, one like equals one prayer for Call of Duty. You remember that YouTube trend? We need it right now. Come on, one like, one prayer for Call of Duty. I don't even know if the rumours are true whether this is a 2-year game. It was pretty highly like leaked and people were saying it. I think if this is a 2-year game, we should be even more worried. This is 3 months into the game, and the amount of like the downfall that's happened is insane. Like, what's going to happen in a year and a half when the game needs to be freshened up a little bit and they're still not doing it? Or are they really going to get a move on and start updating the game? Either way, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here today. I hope you lot did enjoy. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.